name? What's your name? I said, shawty, what's your sign? Hey, what's your sign?
Obviously, you need help on dating, and we're not really experts, but we've got some pretty good ideas.
We got some advice for you, and the first advice is, congratulations on going out on a date. We're so proud of you. Let's give it up for them. Yeah!
Yeah!
All right, so the first part that we're going to talk about is where to go on a date. You might be asking yourself, well, what can I do?
Where do I
on a
go?
date? Yeah, where do I go with someone on a date? Well, we have some suggestions here for you. What are those?
Well, the activities have to be interactive, of course.
Absolutely.
I mean, we interviewed a group of girls, and they said they'd like it to be interactive, not creepy, which means not lone, you know.
Sure.
Having something to do, cheap.
Absolutely.
I mean, money's definitely not an issue, not a high-pressure situation. And continually being active, but allowing conversation, because conversation is a huge part.
Right, there's no doubt about it. One of the first things that we recommend that you probably go to is maybe the First Museum, where there students get in for free. You're able to go walk around, look at the different art paintings and the art gallery and all that wonderful stuff. That's a good place to start.
That would be a great place to start. You can appreciate art and flirt, too.
Exactly.
All right, another place, cooking dinner.
Oh, yes, cooking dinner. Oh, my gosh, I love cooking dinner. Hopefully that other person also loves cooking dinner also. One of the good things you could probably do is make homemade pizzas. It's cheap, inexpensive, and you can have fun doing it at the same time. Also, just have a little bit of like flirtatious flirting going on in there, if that's a word you can use.
You know, they said the magic happens in the kitchen, so.
I guess it does. Another thing that you can do is you can probably go out to Opryland, especially during this time of the year where the Christmas lights are up. Just a beautiful scene to go look at.
And definitely ice skating, you know, like the Sportsplex.
Exactly. I've heard Sportsplex. At night they turn off the lights and they have disco lights and the music is up a little louder, so it makes it really fun and really interesting. Call for prices on that in case you were interested in going to that.
One of my favorite things to do is go to feed the ducks on at Centennial Park.
Oh, I think that is like the best thing. I used to love doing that when I was younger, and I haven't got a chance to do that since I've been a little older. I think that would be a great thing to do, to go out and like spend time with each other.
And if you're driving, maybe get thermostats filled with hot chocolates and go look at Christmas lights.
Oh, that is the best thing ever. Hot chocolate is so awesome, especially when it's cold. Just warms you up. The best thing that you can do.
Now, these aren't technically good, really, for first dates, but these are pretty good date ideas.
Sure, absolutely. Some other ones that we have here include going to the movies. One thing about going to the movies that you might not be able to understand or like talk a lot, but you'll be able to see a very interesting movie, which is a very good thing to do. Also, even do dinner in the movie. When you go out to dinner, just stay cheap. Go out somewhere after the dinner, like to McDonald's or Wendy's or somewhere like that. Somewhere where that person likes to go, and that's where you can have the most fun.
Definitely, and for group dates, maybe some bowling or laser tag.
Absolutely. I think bowling is like the best thing that you can do, especially on a group day. Laser tag is also really good too. It gets really interesting and really challenging when you're shooting all those people and they're like, oh, why you shoot me and all that stuff. So I think that's a great thing. Another good thing to do is the zoo. Now, I know it's a little cold outside, but the zoo is a good place to go to, especially during the springtime and during those times where the temperature is really on the rise.
Another thing would be, reading together or just doing something really fun and educational or going rock climbing.
Sure, rock climbing is something that is a great thing to go to. You'll be able to climb walls, of course, but make sure that when you go, you make sure you wear some pretty long pants or shorts and all that stuff so that nothing
nobody
wrong.
Gets hurt.
Yeah, so nobody gets hurt.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about our section, the reason we called it the Dirt on Dating. This is called Where to Go, What Not to Do, and What to Do. First of all, on first dates, do not overload them with gifts.
Absolutely. Overloading with gifts is not a good thing at all. It's not a good way to win over someone's heart, and I think it's just the wrong thing to do. Another one, we polled different people, different students, and they said that do not talk about cars while you're on dates. Don't talk about your car. Don't talk about like you have 20-inch rims and all that stuff, or you have a massive subwoofer. Just don't talk about cars in general, because that is a turn off for sure.
Yes, and definitely basically what that relates into is try to avoid the subjects that the other person can't relate to.
Right. Don't talk about anything that person might not want to talk about. If you see that they don't want to talk about that, we encourage you to at least change the subject. That would be a great thing to do also. Another thing is signals. You have to watch your signals and watch them very carefully. Some signals may not be a good thing at times. Some signals may be good. So you just have to watch and see and just watch where those moves take you. So be very careful about that. Another thing is about don't get jealous over something that person might talk about. They might say that like they have like a really cool cell phone that you don't. Don't be like, oh gosh, why are you talking about that and all that stuff. Just go with the flow and just remain calm about it. And the next one's a biggie.
Yes, this one, speaking of jealousy, do not talk about past relationships because that brings up feelings of hurt, feelings of remorse, I guess would be a good word.
Exactly. And also, you're on a date with this other person. Why would you want to bring up something like that, at least for now? Bring it up at least a little later on, but you're here to spend time with that person to focus on them. So don't focus on your past.
And definitely, you see this right here, this is a cell phone. Do not use your cell phone on a date unless you have to. If you need to use your phone, excuse yourself. If your parents are overprotective and like to call a lot, then tell your date. But don't be texting somebody else on a date. It's just rude. It
is a very rude thing to do. Also, don't talk bad about their friends. Even though you might know them, but don't make a bad impression by telling them that you don't like their friends because of what they did or any stuff like that. It just creates a bad sense of influence upon them.
I think I'm going to go ahead and talk about how we should dress appropriately.
Sure, absolutely. Go ahead.
You can tell them about the compliment.
Yeah.
I think right now you can see the difference between Marcus and I. Right now, how I'm wearing ripped pants and a loose t-shirt, and Marcus is kind of dressed up. He's got a more casual style. He would be good for a dinner and a movie type date. As where my dress is more for a concert or something where you're going to get dirty, like rock climbing. So definitely a dress for the occasion, and you should have a pretty good time.
Absolutely. Another thing, which is another biggie, is to always compliment the person, but don't do it too much. Especially when you first meet them or when you see them for the first time that night or that day. Just tell them how nice they look, and also how. And just compliment them in any way that's possible, but just don't overdo it because they'll make it look bad on you. Well, this has been a great moment to talk about what to do on a date, what not to do on a date. We hope that you will enjoy your date when you go out there, and congratulations on getting a date. I'm Marcus Bagwell,
and I'm Joshua Runkles.